Hello and welcome to the 3-day Inner Child Experience. My name is Michelle Chalfant, and I am delighted to be here with you today. If you don't know who I am, I have been a licensed therapist and holistic life coach for over 20 years. I do not see clients anymore and haven't for the last few years. And I now do a lot of live events, online courses. I also have the Adult Chair podcast, where I teach a lot of what you're going to hear about today and over the next 3 days. And also have the Adult Chair coaching certification, as well as a membership called the Academy of Awakening. So I do a lot of different things now. And this is one of the things that I love doing, which is teach and to get in front of people and help them to learn and heal and grow in their lives. So that's what the next 3 days are all about. We're going to be doing a lot over the next 3 days. So whether you're someone that knows about the inner child, has worked with it a little bit or a lot, my hope is that you'll be learning some new things. You'll be even enhancing your experience. But if you're a beginner, this is for you too. So over the next 3 days, you're going to be getting a video and a PDF every single day from me with a brand new experience for you to, again, connect with and then deepen your experience with your own inner child. For me, this has been probably one of the most impactful tools that I've learned and that I've also taught my clients and taught in even my live events. Working with your inner child does so much for your own journey. Working with your inner child can help you to improve your self-worth. It teaches you how to love yourself. It will help you in relationships. It ignites your passion and your purpose. It helps you to learn how to feel your emotions, how to emotionally regulate, how to tune into your needs. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So over the next 3 days, we're going to be what I call activating this part of you so that you can start to also change your life and realize and experience some profound healing in just 3 days. That's how powerful this is. So let's start out with, what is the inner child? I mean, what does this term even mean? So over the first 6 years of everyone's life, if you're human, you have an inner child. But over the first 6 years of life, we all experience the same things. It's one of the most impactful and profound times in our lives when it comes to learning. We learn so much in the first 6 years of our lives. Our brain develops more in the first 6 years than any other time in our whole life. So during the first 6 years, we learn all about our emotions. Think about it. We feel hunger, we feel sadness, we feel joy. We also experience our needs. And I'm not just talking about food, shelter, water. I'm talking about emotional needs. So when you fall and you bruise your knee, you're going to run up to your mom or your dad and you're going to say, maybe probably when you're crying, let's say, you're going to want a hug. You're going to want to hear it's going to be okay. Those are needs that we have as children. Also, when we're children, we experience passion. Have you ever seen a little kid play with Legos, I remember my nephew used to play golf for hours a day and he was 4 years old. He'd just sit in the backyard. That's passion. We're wide open. Our hearts are wide open when we're children and our passion is ignited. The other thing that we experience are things like play and spontaneity, intimacy, vulnerability. There are so many incredible qualities that we experience and learn about when we are 0 to 6 years old. Now, around age 6 to 7, what happens is this child part of who we are doesn't go anywhere. It just drops deeper into our unconsciousness. Okay. So that's when this child part of who we are becomes what we call our inner child. So the inner child is very much alive inside of all of us, even though we are whatever age we are today, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100. It doesn't matter. You still have an inner child. Unfortunately, though, what I have found over 20 some years of working with clients is aspects, if not sometimes all of this inner child part of who we are, get covered up, get blocked. We lose connection with that part of us. So that's what we're doing over the next 3 days is we are not only opening up that connection again, but we're deepening that connection. We're reactivating that energy of the inner child. It's an actual energy that, again, is very much alive within us, but we get disconnected from it. So if you're somebody, let's say, that doesn't feel their emotions, guess what? That's a sign you just need to experience and connect with your inner child again. If you're someone that lacks passion, that lacks purpose, guess what? You just need your inner child again. So the inner child is the source of so many things that we crave as adults. That's why I love this work so much, because by working with this precious inner child part, it ignites and amplifies what we want as adults. So if you want more passion in your life, connect with your inner child. So that's what we're going to be doing. So every day over the next 3 days, you're going to be getting a video from me with a different teaching. So today I'm going to give you some very practical tools that you can do on a daily basis or whenever it feels right for you. And then the next day, we're going to be learning more about really connecting deeper into that inner child. And then on the third day, we're going to go over a daily experience that you can have with your inner child, a deepening experience on a daily basis. So we got a lot coming for you. It's jam-packed, which I love. And also, you're going to get a PDF that's going to give you some journaling prompts and some exercises that you can do, and you can pair them with the video that you get every single day. All right. So here we go. Here we go with the first day. So for today, we're going to be talking about, like I said, some practical tools. I'm going to give you 3 practices that you can start to do again today to start activating this energy of your inner child. So number one way to connect with your inner child, which has been profound. I've done this in a lot of my live experiences and events with people, and they love it. It's called automatic writing with your inner child. So, what you want to do is imagine that this inner child of yours, and again, it could be any age from 0 to 6, go with whatever comes to you. And I'm going to say this throughout the course of 3 days. You can't get this right or wrong. You can't get it perfect because the experience that you have is going to be perfect for you. So, your experience is going to be unique to yourself. Do not compare this to anyone else on the entire planet. The way you work with your inner child is going to be very much your own experience. You can't get it wrong. So just go with it. Follow your own intuition. So if I say or suggest to do things like this, and you have this intuition that, well, I want to tweak it a little bit, please tweak it and go with it. Okay. So the first one again is automatic writing with your inner child. So what's incredible is you can take a pen and paper, put it in front of you, and you can start to communicate with your inner child through writing. So, what you want to do is imagine that you are connecting with this younger version of yourself, age 0 to 6, that you may not know. And if you do know your inner child and you've been working with them, pick an age, pick a vision or whatever. If you have an idea of what your inner child looks like, that's fine. You don't even have to. A lot of people say to me, I don't remember what I looked like when I was that age. You don't need to, because your unconscious knows. Your unconscious mind has recorded every single experience from the day you were born. So your unconscious mind knows. And everything we're doing over the next 3 days is tapping into your unconscious mind, not your conscious mind. But we're going to use our conscious mind as well. So it's fine to remember if you do, but if you don't, it's okay. So when you think about connecting with this precious part of you that is 0 to 6 years old, imagine that you live in some foreign country like China, Australia, far away. And I live over here. I do live in North Carolina. So I'm going to pretend like I'm in North Carolina and I've got a pen pal that's my inner child that might live in Australia, let's say, or Singapore, or somewhere around the world. And I don't know them, but I want to know them. So the adult me, the woman I am today, really wants to know this part of me. I can connect by writing. So take a pen and a piece of paper and start writing them either a letter, or you can dialogue with them through your writing. So what that looks like is writing them a question. So I'm going to use myself as an example. So if I'm writing to this younger version of myself, and by the way, you can pick an age or not, doesn't matter. I just imagine this younger version of myself. She looks to be about 5 years old. And I'm just going to write her a letter with my dominant writing hand. So for me, that's my right hand. So what that looks like is me saying something like, "Hello, little Michelle. It's me, your adult self." And again, I'm going to use my words. Use the words that most resonate with you. You cannot get this wrong. You can give your current age. You can say, "Hi, it's me. I'm the adult version of you. I'm the grown up version of you. I'm someone that wants to get to know you. I really deeply care about you." Whatever your words are, that's fine. So you can write them an entire letter on how much you're looking forward to getting to know them. You can ask them some questions in the letter, or like I said, you can dialogue with them. So for me, I'm going to give you the experience of dialoguing. So I might say, "Hi, little Michelle," or 5-year-old Michelle. "It's me. It's the grown-up version of you. And I'm so excited to connect with you again or reconnect with you again," whatever words you want. I might just say, "I live in North Carolina. I am in Charlotte, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know you on a deeper level. I'm wondering, little Michelle, how do you feel?" I can jump right in with that question if I want. I can ask my inner child, "Tell me something about yourself." I can ask my inner child, "Hey, are you excited to get to know me?" So, whatever occurs to you, this is very much an intuitive process. Go with it. So I'm going to say, "Hi, little Michelle. How are you today? I'm so excited to get to know you better," et cetera, et cetera. Then what you want to do is you switch hands and put the pen in your other hand, your non-dominant hand, and put the pen to paper. And then you're going to close your eyes, tune in to that little child, and let them speak through you using your non-dominant hand. So for example, if I say, "Hello, little Michelle, how are you today? It's me, adult Michelle. I just want to check in. How are you today?" Switch pens, or excuse me, switch hands, get the pen in the other hand, and let your hand go. It's going to be messy. It's going to be sloppy. You're not going to follow the lines because it's hard to write with your non dominant hand. It's okay. Let it go. Let it rip. Let the energy come through you and let it come down through paper. So this is so much fun to do this, and you'll be amazed at what comes through your non-dominant hand. It's an incredible way to start accessing your inner child. And again, you're dropping into that unconscious mind and bringing that younger part of you through. So that's one thing that you can do in order to reactivate that energy. Number two, ask yourself how you feel. I know this sounds so basic, but we don't do this well. And what I mean by this is I want to know, emotionally speaking, how am I? So this is me walking through my house, driving in my car, going for a hike, whatever I'm doing. I'm going to just drop in and ask. I can sit in meditation. It doesn't matter. When you have a few moments, stop and ask yourself, "Wow, how do I feel emotionally?" Is where we're going. How do I feel emotionally? What's going on? It doesn't mean you have to have a fight with somebody, but you can use it then too. That's a wonderful time to go, "Wow, wait a minute. What's going on inside of me? How am I feeling right now?" Or it might mean that I'm walking through the woods and I'm having a wonderful day and I'm tuning in. How do I feel? What's happening? "Oh, I feel expanded. I feel wonderful. I feel happy. I feel joyful." Or "I feel sad. I feel shame." Now, if you're new to this work, what I have found is we're not great at feeling our emotions. We don't know what we feel. We're limited with the vocabulary around our emotions. So we might say something like, "I'm happy," or "I'm sad." When you sit with it and you get curious, guess what? It starts to expand more and more and more. But it's okay if you start out with just, "I feel good. I don't feel good." Okay, go with that. That's perfect. That's perfect. The second thing I would say around how do you feel, if you don't have words that come to you, and some of us don't, you do have a physical experience. So when you're sitting and you're driving down the car or driving a car, let's say, with someone that you're really enjoying, drop into your body and just ask yourself, "How does this make me feel being with this person?" Could be a friend, a partner, a family member, doesn't matter. "Gosh, it makes me feel so good." How does good feel? You might notice your heart's expanding. Go with what the body sensation is. Whatever that is perfect. But start asking yourself this question on a regular basis, and you're going to start feeling in tune with something else inside of you because the information is coming from that inner child. That's what's causing you. That's what you're tuning into that then creates the expansion or the contraction or the words to come. So it's another way to activate this inner child energy. The third way is with play. So this is the other thing I want to say about working with the inner child, which I love. It's not a linear experience. So when you do these things that I'm suggesting today, you're what happens is even though you're asking how you feel, right? Let's just use the one we just went through. So how do I feel emotionally? How do I feel physically? All those things. What happens is, which is so amazing, you're going to start noticing you have emotional needs, even though you're not directly asking yet what the needs are. So, all the qualities of the inner child start to amplify and come up when you're working with one thing, because the inner child represents all of those things: passion, purpose. So, I worked with so many people over the years that have said, this is so incredible. I started tuning in to myself every day, asking, how do I feel? And just checking in, even if it's just a few times a day. And I started noticing I have more passion in my life. How's this happening? I'm like, because it's a spiritual experience, not linear. Linear is I have a headache, I take an Advil, I feel better in 20 minutes. It's not how this works. I'm going to ask myself how I'm feeling. And guess what? My passion starts to elevate too. So it's an incredible journey that we have when we work with this inner child. So the third one, though, is play. So unfortunately, when we grow up and we become adults, we tend to play less. Now, I know a lot of people that do play, and I mean, we may go dancing. We may put loud music on and dance around the house or sing. Those are all things that we do to activate the inner child, or that are the ideas are coming from the inner child. The energy is coming from this inner child perspective. But if that's you, keep going with it. Think throughout the day or even a few times a week, what else can I do that would be fun? Start asking yourself this question: what can I do right now that would be fun? You'll hear people say, and I've heard it for years, oh, that's childish. Why would you do that? Because we want to activate the inner child. We want to do things that are amplifying and activating this inner child. So, for me, just to give you an example, I was just at the beach for a week with my husband. We were away on vacation, and the waves were really big one day. And I sat there and I looked out at the waves. And I'm like, I just feel like getting in those waves. I don't want to go in the giant waves, but I want to go sit. I want to go sit in the shallower water because the waves were huge. They were, in fact, the lifeguards were telling people to get out, but I'm like, I still want to be in there. So I went and sat in about a foot of water. And I sat and I just kept taking the sand and I was putting it all over my legs. I was having so much fun. And then the waves would come in and they would roll me. I would roll like a little kid. I was laughing and having so much fun. Ironically, I started seeing other people come and sit nearby me doing the same thing. They couldn't get in the water. So they sat like out in about a foot of water. They were doing the same things. And I found, gosh, we're all laughing. I said, this is such an inner child experience right now. I love this. The other thing we did was we started watching people every day go by on horseback. And I said, I want to do that. That sounds fun. So guess what? We went horseback riding on the beach. So I ask you this: what would be fun? What would be fun? Start asking yourself that question. What would be fun for me to do today, this week, next week, whatever it is? And then you plan it and you do it. I don't care if it's painting, finger painting, pottery. Gosh, it could be anything in the whole world. Cooking a meal. I love to cook. So I pulled out, I just made pesto the other night. I said, this is so much fun. I put the music on, I was dancing around, I was making pesto. That to me was really fun. It was playtime. So, what would be fun for you to do? This is another way of activating your own inner child energy. That's what I want you to remember. There's an energy that we're activating and amplifying within you. We're bringing it up so then you can start experiencing all the other qualities that come with the inner child. So we've got automatic writing, we've got asking yourself how you feel, and we've got play. Have more play and fun. Another thing I remember, it was pouring rain about a couple years ago. And I said, I just want to be out in that rain. It was like I could feel it. I was like, this is my inner child. And I put my rain boots on and a raincoat and I ran out with my dog. We were soaking wet. We were running through the rain. It was a blast. So ask yourself, what would be fun for me? And do it. That's going to start activating this energy. All right, my friends. So that's all I've got for you today. Those are three different things that you can start doing. And again, you can do them all today. You can do one a week, as often as you feel like you want to do this. I'm going to say this. You may not have time to do the automatic writing, but you do have time because you can do this in the car. You can do this when you're going to bed. You can do this when you wake up. Start asking yourself, how do I feel? Start connecting because we tend to live chin up, which is very much in the mind and in the head. What we're doing with the inner child is we're dropping our awareness chin down, what I call more in the body. So when we ask ourselves how we're feeling, we're actually dropping our awareness and our attention below the chin. This is a new place for many of us. So that's one I would encourage you to do at least a couple times a day, every single day. You can do it in the morning when you wake up, when you go to bed. You can do it throughout the day, all of the things, all the times throughout the day that you are doing anything, driving in the car, picking up your kids, going to work, it doesn't matter. Drop it and ask yourself, how am I feeling? It takes seconds a day, and the results, they're pretty profound. So there you go with day number one. Tomorrow, we're going to be meeting our inner child. So I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's email. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy having some fun today with your own inner child.